And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 5. I'm Mark Hall. It's a DMV first warned day, and we have severe weather moving through our viewing area right now. You can see a live look outside at the White House where the rain is coming down heavily, and it has been like that for the past 30 minutes. And we have team coverage with Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb and Meteorologist Damon Madsen. And Janessa, let's begin with you.
Yeah, we have a lot of instability in the atmosphere, and I know this is round 2 of the severe weather that will really continue throughout your evening. So your Friday night plans, they are definitely dampered across the DMV. If you are across the metro area right now, family, friends, they need to be inside because we're still dealing with this kind of massive lightning strikes with all this instability in the air and warmer air rising. It's causing a ton of lightning. Let's talk about it. Our severe thunderstorm warnings across Prince George all the way into Montgomery County right now. This is making its way across Silver Springs into Hyattsville as well. You need to be taking shelter, and it's the heavier downpours. But Damon, can you put on the hail? We did see a little bit of hail coming out of this storm that has dissipated at this time. As these storms are moving fairly quickly, and there's that hail that I'm talking about just outside of southeastern DC. So with all this instability, we have wind damage that's going to be a primary threat and small hail that's coming down across the district. Also, they have just issued a flash flood warning for sections of the DC metro area, and that's going to last until 8 p.m. So what you're going to see this set up throughout the rest of the evening, you have these pop-up storms that are colliding with the warmer air and they explode. And so that's what we're going to continue to see. You need to make sure you are being weather aware throughout your evening. Let's move down towards Charles County. We do have another severe thunderstorm warning in this section of the DMV, and that's going to last until 5:30. Taking a broader view, Damon, can you explain the larger setup of what we're seeing?
Yeah, exactly, Janessa. Yeah, the broader view of what we're seeing here is just this mess of storms that continues to move across the entire region. It's been going on since about 2 to 3 o'clock earlier on this afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and turn back on the flood watch that we have been keeping track of. And again, we have this flood watch going on across the entire area that goes until about 11 p.m. tonight. So this green swath mixed in with the radar here, that's that flood watch that continues to hold steady as we continue along through the night. And that's because we're dealing with these thunderstorms that are producing this very heavy rainfall that could produce 2 to 3 inches within just a couple of hours. And we had those thunderstorms yesterday that produced very heavy rain as well, so it's not going to take much. The ground is already very saturated, and you get that much rainfall in a short amount of time, you're dealing with some flood issues. Now, I'm going to go ahead, too, and zoom in. Another flash flood warning we want to give pretty much a look at here is back across parts of northern Allegheny County. We have this flood warning that goes until 10:45 just north of Frostburg and Cumberland. That is where we saw about 3 to 4 inches of estimated rainfall out there yesterday. So we're seeing multiple rounds of heavy rain across the viewing area. This is set to continue as we go throughout the rest of the night. So we'll continue to have updates on where these storms are at in the coming bits of time here.
Just one quick update. We want to show you the broader view. Let's widen out our screen and show people all these pop-up showers that we're seeing across the DMV. Just because we have the 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, one in Charles County until 5:30, and for Prince George's County to Montgomery, a very small section that will last until 5:15. Look at this wave of rain that's currently making its way towards eastern locations. So if you're in Washington County, people headed home for their evening commute, and you can see all this stuff in the south, just to the south of us, making its way into portions of Charlottesville right now. That is headed our way. So we have this warm, moist air that will continue to spark up the severe weather threat throughout the evening. We'll continue to give you updates. Mark?
Janessa, Damon, I thank you both. We'll check back in just a few minutes. We just learned new details about the victims in the tragic lightning strike near the White House. 3 of the victims have died, one a 29-year-old man, the other 2 was a couple from Wisconsin. Chris Flanagan joins us in the newsroom with more. And Chris, the couple, they were celebrating their anniversary.
Yeah, Mark, 56 years of marriage, and sadly they both died earlier this morning at a hospital. A family member telling us this afternoon that they were high school sweethearts. 76-year-old James and 75-year-old Donna Mueller were touring the Capitol yesterday evening when they were suddenly struck by lightning in Lafayette Park. And that's right across from the White House. We spoke with their niece, Michelle McNett, who says they'd love to travel and would do anything for their family.
They were doing what they loved best. They were there because they were still deeply in love from high school 56 years later, and just to enjoy each other and this great country.
Well, we're still working to get more information on the third victim killed, including his identity. As of now, there is still one survivor. We don't know that person's condition. Members of the Secret Service witnessed a lightning strike and tried to help all 4 victims last night. Now, as investigators sort through the exact causes of death, Mueller's niece is asking for prayers for her family, and she says you can fly a flag in their honor. I'm Chris Flanagan, DC News Now.
Chris, thank you. And taking another look at the White House where the rain continues to fall, President Biden has responded to the lightning strike. He writes, quote, "Our hearts are with the families who lost loved ones, and we are praying for those still fighting for their lives." Well, the family of a man shot by D.C. police confront the mayor minutes after body cam video from the officers was released. We want you to listen first to the exchange, the victim's sister confronting Mayor Bowser at a news conference, and then we'll show you that video.
Okay, we're going to ask, hold on, ma'am. Our practice is to answer questions from the press.
No, you have to answer my brother.
Yes, ma'am.
And you guys are saying, gun, that never happened on that video. I seen it. It never happened. And you talk about gun exchange, that never happened. Don't do that.
Okay, so that is what we said, ma'am. What we said from the outset is what we know right now is what we can see on the video.
And it don't say gun.
Okay, so the video has been released, and people can see and confirm what the chief has said.
And D.C. police have released that body cam video of the shooting. It happened back on July 30th, and we're about to show you a clip from that video. And we do want to warn you that first that it may be jarring or disturbing to watch.
3rd Street, left turn, 3rd Street. Good.
Police shot and killed 31-year-old Kevin Hargraves Sherd. His sister, who you saw confront the mayor, says that officers shot her brother in the back as he was running away. Police say that Hargraves Sherd had a gun when police shot him. The officer in that video is on administrative leave. Well, right now, the small group in Northwest D.C. demanding transparency from police and the mayor in the investigation. They called this demonstration March for Victims. They plan to walk from the John Wilson Building to the Frank D. Reeves Municipal Center, and we'll have more about this march later this evening. Well, we now know the name of the library police officer killed in Thursday's shooting in Southeast D.C. Metropolitan Police identified her as 25-year-old Marisa Mannion of Indian Head, Maryland. She died during a training session in the Anacostia Library. The bullet came from a retired police lieutenant's gun. Metro Police have released more information about what happened here, including the name of the person they say is responsible. 58-year-old Jesse Porter appeared on our sister network, News Nation, last month to discuss a deadly police shooting in San Bernardino, California. The retired Metro Police lieutenant oversaw the exercise in the library that involved the use of police batons. That's when investigators said Porter's gun fired and the bullet struck Mannion. She died at the hospital. Metro Police arrested Porter after they consulted with the United States Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia and charged him with involuntary manslaughter. The investigation is far from finished. Metro Police Chief Robert Conti said earlier today investigators want to know why Porter had live ammunition during the exercise.
We do know that in a training environment, there are props and firearms that are not, or firearm lookalikes that are in a training environment, that they were present in this environment. But why and what kind of was in his mind at that time, I don't know the answer to that.
Chief Conte said it's not common for officers to carry live ammunition during training session like Thursdays. Well, 4 people are dead in Dayton, Ohio in another mass shooting. Butler County Fire and Police are still looking into what exactly caused the shooting. They do have a suspect in mind, and police in the area in neighboring counties are keeping an eye out for 39-year-old Stephen Alexander Marlowe. We will continue to follow this story as more information becomes available.
All right, folks, and we are continuing to track a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, one in Prince George's County, another down in Charles County, and we have a flash flood warning in the D.C. metro as things continue to be very active out there this evening. We'll give you the latest on these storms coming up in just a bit.